Did your post request ever work, but still save the wrong data? Today, I'll show you exactly how to send a correct post request in Postman and prove it actually created the right data on the server. We'll use the free JSON placeholder API, create a new user, and step through what to validate in the response so you don't miss hidden bugs. Let's jump straight into Postman. First, create a new request inside your collection. I'll name this request Create User. Now change the request method from get to post. Next, enter the endpoint. https jsonplaceholder.typicode.com/users. At this point, we're ready to create a new user. Unlike a GET request, a POST request usually sends data to the server. That means we need to include a request body. The request body contains the information we want the API to create. In our case, we're creating a user, so we'll send user details inside the body. Open the Body tab, choose RAW, then change the format from text to JSON. Postman supports many different formats such as text, JavaScript, JSON, HTML, XML. Which format you use depends entirely on what the API supports. Developers normally provide this information in the API documentation. For this API, we'll use JSON. I'm going to paste a sample JSON payload into the request body. This is called the request payload. This will be the data we send to the server when creating a new user. Everything is ready. Click Send. Now Postman sends the request to the API. The API receives our data, processes it, and returns a response. Now let's examine the response. Notice that the response contains all the data we sent. It also includes an ID. This ID is generated by the server to identify the newly created resource. Whenever a new resource is created, the server usually generates a unique identifier. Now look at the status code. We received 201 created. This is the standard success response for most POST requests. A 201 created means a new resource has been created successfully. Whenever you're testing a POST API, seeing a 201 status code is a good sign. Creating the resource is only part of API testing. We also need to validate the response. Typically, we verify status code is 201. Response time is acceptable. Response body contains the values we sent. Server generated an ID. Required headers are returned. These validations ensure that the API behaved correctly. Now let's save this request. Click Save. Now this request becomes part of your collection and you can execute it anytime without creating it again. And that's how you create your first POST request in Postman. If this video helped you understand how POST requests work, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the upcoming videos. Next, we'll learn how to use put requests to update existing resources in Postman. Thanks for watching.